Have you ever wondered what kind of creatures might be hiding in the deepest parts of the ocean? Are they real or mythical? Today, we are counting down 7 mythical sea creatures that might have existed, from ancient legends to real animals that look like they came straight out of nightmares. And trust me, you'll want to stay until number 1, because that creature might be the real origin of one of the most feared sea monsters in history. Beginning with Number 7. Lusca. In the Bahamas, divers talk about strange disappearances around the blue holes, deep underwater cave system that drops straight into darkness, and for centuries, fishermen have whispered about a monster living inside them. The Lusca, a terrifying creature said to be half shark, half octopus. Some describe its tentacles as thick as tree trunks, long enough to wrap around a small boat. Others claim its shark-like jaws can crush wood like paper. The strangest part is that these stories all came long before giant squid or deep-sea octopuses were scientifically known. And many of the disappearances? They're still unexplained. The caves stretch for miles underground, with narrow tunnels, unpredictable currents, and pockets of total darkness. Scientists exploring these areas have found giant crustaceans and oversized predators adapted to the caves, species that exist nowhere else on Earth. Some believe the Lusca may have started with sightings of unusually large octopuses hiding in the caves, or something even bigger. No one has ever caught one, but the blue holes remain one of the most dangerous places to dive. But if the Lusca truly exists, why has no diver ever returned with proof? But if you think that's unusual, wait until you see the next creature. Number 6. Sirens. For centuries, sailors told stories of eerie voices drifting across the water at night, voices that sounded at first until men rushed toward them and were never seen again. These were the sirens, but not the friendly mermaids you see in movies, and the versions spoken about by sailors were far darker. Sirens were described as pale, human-shaped creatures with glowing eyes, razor-sharp teeth, and long claws perfect for dragging victims beneath the waves. Some sailors claimed they saw them perched on rocks during storms, while others swore they heard songs coming from beneath their ships, almost like whispers calling them by name. But where did these legends come from? Many believe sirens began with sightings of strange deep-sea animals surfacing at night, creatures with haunting calls, glowing features, or humanoid shapes. Even some scientists point to the way sound bends underwater. A creature calling miles away can sound like it's right next to you. Others think the stories might come from rare encounters with unknown species rising from the deep. And then there are the disappearances, a whole crew vanishing, ships found adrift with no one aboard. So, could sirens be exaggerated tales of real animals? Or is there something out there we still haven't identified, watching us from below the waves? Number 5. Dakosaurus. Before whales, before dolphins, and long before the modern sharks, one creature dominated the ancient seas. The Dakosaurus, a prehistoric marine predator that many believe inspired the first sea monster stories. It looked like the perfect hybrid between a crocodile and a shark. It had this long, powerful body made for fast swimming, flippers instead of legs, and a massive skull filled with sharp, curved teeth that could slice through flesh like scissors. At nearly 16 feet long, it was the same size as modern tiger sharks, but far more aggressive. It lived in deep offshore waters, preying on anything it could grab, including early dolphins and giant fish. Fossils show bite marks that suggest Dakosaurus didn't just hunt, it ambushed its prey, while many ancient European stories describe sea wolves or water crocodiles attacking ships or dragging sailors under. Early sailors found strange skulls washed ashore, long jaws, sharp teeth, and believed they belonged to dragons or demon beasts. But here's the question scientists still debate. Could a distant descendant of Dakosaurus still exist somewhere deep in the ocean? After all, we once thought creatures like the coelacanth were extinct until we found them alive. But number 4 is even stranger. A creature that was worshipped, feared, and carved into temples for thousands of years. Number 4. Makara. In India and Southeast Asia, one creature appears in carvings, sculptures, and ancient stories again and again. The Makara is a mythical sea guardian with the body of a crocodile, the trunk of an elephant, sometimes the tail of a serpent, and the jaws of a giant fish. It guarded rivers, temples, and sacred waters, and it terrified anyone who dared cross dangerous river mouths. But why did so many civilizations depict the exact same creature? Some historians believe early explorers often saw unusual real animals like giant crocodiles, gharials, river dolphins, and combined their features into one enormous monster, while others believe ancient people discovered prehistoric fossils along riverbanks and imagined what the creature must have looked like when alive. There are even old reports from sailors describing giant crocodile-like animals far out at sea, a behavior modern crocodiles rarely show. So could these sightings have been surviving prehistoric reptiles? Or just misidentified creatures? Whatever inspired the Makara was so striking, it shaped thousands of years of mythology and art. The Makara may be mythical, but number 3 is absolutely real. And guess what? It's one of the ocean's most terrifying creatures. Number 3. Deep Sea Anglerfish. Now imagine drifting 1 mile below the surface, freezing, silent, and completely dark. Then you see a small glowing orb slowly bobbing in front of you. This is how the deep sea anglerfish hunts. The glowing lure alone is actually part of its body, a light-producing organ used to pull prey toward its massive fanged jaws, and when the victim gets close, the anglerfish strikes in a fraction of a second. The females grow much larger than the males, sometimes over 2 feet long, with jaws that can stretch wide enough to swallow animals nearly their own size. But the strangest part is their reproduction. The male anglerfish are tiny, only a few centimeters, and when they find a female, they bite her skin and fuse into her body. Over time, they lose their eyes, organs, and bones until all that remains is a pair of functioning reproductive glands. Some cultures believed in sea demons that consumed their mates or absorbed souls, legends that match the anglerfish's bizarre life cycle. The deep sea still hides many species we've never seen alive. Some scientists wonder if there are still larger, completely unknown anglerfish still lurking down there, hunting in total darkness. But number 2 is even more mysterious, a real creature so strange that many people still think it has to be a myth. Number 2. Goblin Shark. The Goblin Shark isn't a legend, it's real, and it's one of the strangest, most terrifying creatures on Earth. With pale pink skin, tiny black eyes, and a long blade-like snout, it looks like something from another world, but the most disturbing part is how it eats. It has extendable jaws that shoot forward like a slingshot, snapping out of its skull at incredible speed to grab prey, in which no other shark feeds this way. Living thousands of feet below the surface, goblin sharks are rarely seen by humans, and most of what we know about them comes from accidental catches and deep-sea footage. Some scientists believe the adults of this species could be far larger than anything we've recorded, possibly living at depths we still can't reach. If sea monsters exist today, then this is one of them. And here's the mystery. If these are just the small ones, then how big are the adults living deeper than we can reach? And if such a terrifying creature exists today, what else could be hiding even farther below? And finally, number 1, the most feared sea monster in ancient mythology, and one that may have been inspired by something terrifyingly real. Number 1. Charybdis. In ancient Greek mythology, the Charybdis was a monstrous whirlpool that swallowed entire ships whole. Sailors feared entering her waters, believing she lived beneath the waves, waiting to drag them into the deep. But real-world science suggests the legend may have started with powerful natural phenomena. Massive whirlpools exist in several places around the world, such as Norway's Maelstrom, Japan's Naruto whirlpools, and Canada's Old Sow whirlpool. These swirling giants can pull boats off course, tear them apart, or drag them beneath the surface. To ancient sailors who didn't understand tides, underwater caves, or shifting currents, these whirlpools must have seemed alive, like something breathing, swallowing, and roaring. Some stories describe Charybdis with a massive mouth beneath the waves, inhaling water and ships together. Other legends say she caused sudden waves, shipwrecks, and terrifying roars that echoed through rocky cliffs. Even today, fishermen report strange swirling holes that appear and disappear without warning. Could there be underwater caverns or energy surges that create these sudden vortexes? Or is Charybdis more than just a myth? The ocean is still more than 80% unexplored, so maybe these creatures were myths, or maybe they were just warnings from people who saw something they couldn't explain. But one thing is certain: we still discover new species every year, and some are more strange than anything in legend. So the real question is, what else is hiding beneath the waves? Share your thoughts in the comment sections, like, subscribe, and prepare for more mysteries.